Good morning. I'm Jonathan Grantham. I'm the Deputy Superintendent of Curriculum Instruction here in Marion County Public Schools. Today we're going to talk about AR and MyOn. Let me introduce you to one of our experts and let Ms. Lucas tell you what's happening with all the great things here with MyOn. This is Ms. Sarah Lucas. She is our K-2 coordinator for elementary ed. She's going to introduce MyOn and talk about all the wonderful things happening from kindergarten all the way to 5th grade. Ms. Lucas, will you please tell the audience what's happening with the MyOn?
Thank you, Dr. Grantham. Let's get started. I'm going to take you through 3 of my favorite pieces in MyOn that I believe will truly enhance your students' learning experience. Let's go ahead and take a look. So we're going to go ahead and sign in. And this is our home screen. Now, we've all searched for books for MyOn, encouraged our students to check out their favorite book, but you might not have known that you can actually search through the Florida standards for books that fit that standard just right. So when you enter the standards screen, you select the standard you're looking for through the state. So we hit Florida, hit a subject. Let's say we're looking for social studies. We select our grade. Let's say we're looking for 3rd grade, and we're looking for geography. We hit go, and you can see that there are over 112 books that fit the 3rd grade geography standards in Florida. So I enjoy that feature quite a bit because I know that my students are getting a book that fulfills that standard. Let's say now that I want to string some of these books together that I found and create a project for my students. I will simply go to Classroom and select Projects. Very simply, I will select Create a New Project. And now I have some choices. I can describe my project, I can put in my title, I can have an optional due date for my students. If I'd like to share this project, I can make it available for other teachers to use the same project. Maybe if we're collaborating, this could be a very useful feature. We can tag and have search tags in case we want to find it again later. Then the fun part, we get to decide what goes into the projects. You have reading tasks, and this is where you can select if you would like a quiz, if you would like to have the sentence highlighting or the word highlighting enabled or disabled, if you would like to have the literacy toolkit or the book review or the quiz, if you want that or if you don't. And then we get to manage books, and that's where you select the books you'd like to have with your students for their project. There are writing tasks we can select. You can have an amount of words you'd like the students to write, a time goal for the amount of writing if you're looking to intensify that duration of writing and build that stamina. That's all available to you. You also have graphic organizer tasks, and there are lots here. You can even get interactive with things like Think, Pair, Share, our Venn diagrams, the KWL chart, the 5 Ws, a great one for a social studies standard or any sort of story that you might be reading for language arts, character maps, main idea and details, which very much cover nonfiction text. And those are all available to you for your students to complete. Now let's say you want to keep track of how many books your students are reading, how many minutes on average they're reading, if they're reading at home, etc., when they're accessing. You can hit Reports. And there are many options available to you. My favorite is the core report because it tells you so much. Now, I don't have any students attached to me, so forgive the zeros, but you can see how many students you have reading, how many books they're reading, the page numbers, the minutes read, your average lexile, your average minutes per week, pages per week. These are all available to you to see. Simply go back. You can see how they're performing on quizzes, what their reading habits are like. When are they accessing? Do they enjoy reading at home at night? Are they reading mostly in the school day? That can be very useful. What are the most popular books? What a great way to take a quick interest inventory of your students based on the titles they're reading. And even the most popular categories. Are your students science fiction fans, or are they simply big history buffs? Either way, you can see what kind of books they're into. You can see the extended user activity, reading details, really the sky's the limit. So I hope that you've seen some new things today. Please let us know if you have any questions at all, and we hope that you enjoy the use of MyOn with your students.
Wow, that was spectacular. I learned a ton about MyOn, did you? Thank you for joining us in this edition of Grantham Greats, where as always, we don't want you to be good, we want you to be great.